I'm old, but I brought my slides and my flash drive. It works. Being a geologist, our view is way longer than most people's view. So I can offer just a couple comments about various things. The CO2 now, around 410 parts per million in the atmosphere. We think, geologists, back in Cretaceous time, that's 65 plus million years ago, it was way higher than that. Right? So it's not like these new CO2 levels are anything unique to the planet. They've been around before. And what's the temperature today? The average temperature of the planet is 15 degrees C, something like that. Okay? We think that over the next 100 years, it'll go up, if we keep producing all this CO2 at the same rate, to maybe 16, 17, maybe even 18 degrees C. That's a 3 degrees C temperature rise over the next 100 years, if we keep producing it at the same rate. Okay? Well, is that going to cause bad things? Is that going to destroy the Earth? No. It's not going to end anything. I always told the kids in my class, I said, if you brought a dinosaur back right now, and you put him in this environment, you know what he'd say? He said, Jesus Christ, it's cold here. Warm the earth up, will you? I'm not used to that. During the dinosaur times, it was way warmer than it is today. And things lived, things survived. Okay? Now, is it going to be bad for man? Well, we evolved during the Ice Age. So these cool temperatures on a global basis are what we're used to. It's what our entire society evolved in. We want to maintain that. And that's understandable. Okay? We want to maintain what we evolved and developed in. So, that's one general comment. A second general comment. Is it really warming up? We have certain people in politics that say global warming is a farce. I find that incredible that anybody would deny that the Earth is warming up. Now, you can look at climatic records, but I always say, how long have we been looking at climatic records? Let's look at something that we can't fudge. Ice ages. Okay? If we look at ice, that's an impartial measure of what the temperature is on the planet. In 2015, the Geological Society had a symposium called Savor the Cryosphere. That's the frozen parts of the Earth. And they went through all sorts of things. And they had some very big names, okay? If you look at satellite photographs of the Arctic Ocean, in winter, the ice expands. In summer, it shrinks. In the winter, it expands. In summer, it shrinks. So if you look at this over the past 30 years, 40 years, you can see a general trend of the minimum amount, generally in August and September, being less, 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 less. Now, it's not a straight line. It's got all those standard variables. But the Arctic Ocean is melting. You know there is a Northwest Passage now, don't you? That the Crystal Serenity, one of those big old cruise ships, has twice, 2016 and 2017, sailed a bunch of tourists that were richer than shit across the Arctic Ocean. I couldn't afford that for weight, I'll tell you. Across the Arctic Ocean, because it's melted. Why has it melted in the past 30 years? And the answer is, it's warming up. If you look at glaciers around the world, they are shrinking. Now, that's what I wanted to pass around with my slides. These are pairs of the same glacier. This is the early one, this is the late one. So I'll just pass around, you can take a look at it. It's kind of interesting. A guy named James Balog is doing photographic documentation of changes in glacier length around the world. And he's got some spectacular slides. It gives a YouTube citation in there where you can see these things, okay? And he's also got a film about it. It's absolutely visual. But you also have to look at the thickness of ice. They can do that from satellites, because if it stays the same length, it can be getting thinner, which means ice loss. It's warming up. You have to look at the density of ice. There can be tubes measured, forming inside it from meltwaters. So they look at all of these things, and they all show the same thing. Glaciers around the world are shrinking, which means it's warming up. And they have been ever since the end of the Little Ice Age, which was around 1850. They've been shrinking worldwide. So there's no question, based on studies of ice, that the world is warming up. And if you ever see anybody, I don't care what the position, that says they're not, that it's not, then I think finally that they're crazier than hell. Okay? It's warming up. And it's been warmer in the past. Now, it'd be interesting to talk about the change in sea level. Sea level's going up as the ice melts. But I've got a couple other interesting things I was looking at before I came over here today. So I'll take out my flash drive, okay? It says that the U.S. electricity, right? U.S. electricity, just talking about the United States, not talking about the rest of the world, 65% comes from fossil fuels, okay? Of which coal is 30% and natural gas is 34%. Oil only accounts for 0.6% of U.S. electricity production. So it's coal and natural gas. And of the two, coal produces way the heck more CO2 than natural gas. So we're moving in the right direction, going away from coal as an electric generation source and going toward natural gas. Right? That's a positive. Nuclear accounts for another 20%, and all the renewables go way down. Okay? The only two big renewables are hydropower and wind power. The others are very minimal. Okay? Oh, those are the main things that I thought I could share with you that are